And when I've gotten to speak with some of these folks before, I kind of talk mostly about safety of living in such close proximity and thinking about those things, raising my son here on a property nearby and what that means. As Melissa just said, my name is Jess Monette. I live right up the street here. We're very grateful to be raising our 4-year-old son in this community. And we are terrified of what adding new nuclear at Indian Point would mean for the health and safety of this community and the greater preservation of this beautiful environment in the Hudson Valley we all get to call home. We have to debunk nuclear as an energy solution. It is not renewable, it is not clean, and it's not safe. The risks of operating a nuclear facility at Indian Point that led to it being shut down have not changed. A lot of what I'm going to say everybody knows, but we have to keep reminding people because we keep having these conversations about adding new nuclear. But geologically, Indian Point sits on 2 fault lines. It is possible that seismic activity from either of those fault lines could cause a failure of any size reactor at that site. A nuclear power plant should not be built on a fault line. You know what else should it be built on? A major gas transmission pipeline. Indian Point is the only nuclear power plant in the country that has a gas pipeline running underneath it. That's for good reason. Natural gas pipelines pose significant safety hazards, including explosions. Of course, a failure of the pipeline under Indian Point would be catastrophic. Right now, because of all the fuel that's still there, or if there was a new reactor added in the future. If you thought it couldn't get any better than this one spot with a big gas pipeline and earthquake fault lines, let's talk about how the site is still currently a radioactive waste dump. Are we really having conversations about building any nuclear on a site that still holds 40+ years of radioactive waste? No one knows how to dispose of nuclear waste of any size in a satisfactory way. There continues to be no safe solution for the disposal of the existing waste at Indian Point. So as I said, Indian Point sits on 2 fault lines, a major gas transmission pipeline, and holds 40+ years of radioactive waste. Holtec continues to prove they do not care about the Hudson River Valley or our communities that live here along the river. When I think about all of these things, and I'm outside with my son, I think about these things that exist are scary. I go to a decommissioning board meeting and they start talking about what a great job they're doing at mitigating the dust. And I was like, I never even considered the dust. Great. But I live close enough that when they're decommissioning, which they need to continue to do properly and not add anything new there, but while they're decommissioning this old site, I live close enough that if my kid's outside and they don't mitigate the dust properly, it's going to be on my property.
That's right.
I live a mile away. It's crazy. I never even considered that, but the horrors persist. We need Governor Hochul to prove that they're going to advance energy solutions that make this a safe and affordable place for all our families to choose to call home. Nuclear is not clean or renewable. It's not safe, and we don't want any new nuclear in Westchester County. Thank you.